Hi, my name is Misty. Welcome to my channel. I am a homeschooling mama of two little girls. One is 10 and the other is 3. And today I just wanted to talk to you about something that is one of my favorite subjects, and that is book club. So I host 3 book clubs out of my home. I'll start off with the first one and then move on, because the first one, actually, I've been hosting an adult book club for 4 years now, and it has been awesome and amazing, and I highly recommend that for yourself. If you don't host one, then maybe you can join a book club. But that was something that was really awesome, for not just for me, but for my whole family. But I'll tell you why it was awesome for me. One is because, well, we all love books here at the house, and having people over and to talk about books over food and great coffee is really awesome. And another thing is that this book club kind of started around the time where I was pregnant and had a newborn. And during that period of time, I didn't have a lot of adult interaction. And so I really appreciated a group of people who I felt really comfortable with to come over and just chat for the evening. It was really awesome. So I'm so thankful for that. I do highly recommend that. So my girls know what book club is just from that adult book club. But about December of last year, actually, I was listening to a podcast by Sarah Mackenzie. And she was having, at Sarah Mackenzie, she's from Read Aloud Revival. You should go check her out. She's really awesome. She has tons of podcasts and has a lot of great things to offer. But anyway, I was listening to one of her podcasts, and she had this speaker on who was talking about book club discussions. And so that got me to thinking, well, why not host a book club for kids ages 9 to 12? You know, that's my oldest daughter's age group, over here at the house, and just see where it goes. You know, I just wanted to, with the intent really of getting kids reading and talking about books, but also I was kind of hoping that the parents would read the books to the kids. So I just posted a little note on Facebook asking if anyone locally would be interested in that. I got a good response about that, and so we started the 9 to 12 book club. And of course, my daughter was extremely excited as well. So we started that, and then but I did have lots of interest in some younger kids wanting to join as well, or, you know, and so I thought, well, why don't I didn't want for them to join the 9 to 12 ones, because I wasn't sure what we'd be reading, and, you know, there might be some books that are not age appropriate for them. Even at reading levels as well, that could be frustrating if they're not being read to, if they're reading it on their own, and it's just, you know, this is too advanced for them, and that could be really frustrating for them. That's the last thing I'd want to do, is to discourage anyone from reading. And so I thought, well, let's just start a 6 to 8 book club. And so that is how I am hosting 3 book clubs out of the house. And I have really loved it. But I'll just tell you up front, it was supposed to be just a winter reading group. Those 2 book clubs, kids book clubs, were supposed to be just a winter reading club is what it was called. And so I only committed, you know, to just January to March or whatever. And then I thought, well, you know, if it goes good and I'm doing okay, we'll pick it up again in the fall. And so what happened was we did it through March or April or something. And then a friend of mine offered to take the 6 to 8 group and to host that at her house during the summer. And she's been doing it up until now. So I'm so thankful for that, because we've had some awesome book club parties. So that's what I want to talk to you about today is, you know, in case you're thinking about doing book clubs, or if you want to know what they're about or what they can be about, then this is what we do. So what we do is we pick a book, okay, and then we, you know, have some food, and I usually do a little activity with them. You don't have to, we don't always do that. And then you discuss the book. And we just have a great time getting together, and it's cozy and fun and awesome. So I'll just tell you what some of the books that we have done. We have done Anne of Green Gables, and that was really, really fun. I will put pictures of these up here in the video. But we had what did we do for Anne? We made journals. We had like sort of an indoor picnic. I made raspberry tarts, raspberry cordial, really just yummy food. We had tea, and it was kind of, you know, in the teacup, fancy. It was fancy. It was beautiful, actually. It was really awesome. I love Anne of Green Gables, one of my favorite books growing up, and I wanted to share that with this group of kids, and I think they did. They let me know. They said they really liked Anne a lot. So hopefully that's just the beginning for them for the Anne series. I can read that over and over. My most well-loved You can tell from how my books look. I still have them from when I was a kid. They're quite torn and beat up. But this is my second book series. But anyway, so we did Anne, and that was super fun. And then we did Phantom Tollbooth. That was another great one. That is a great book for if you are for actually, honestly, in language arts teachers. They probably do this in schools, but is because there's it has a lot to do with words and learning and letters and numbers. And so there's a lot you can do there with that, learning all about idioms and alliteration. And so I got the little set of magnetic words, and we played around with those. And then what else did we do? I think we made a really cute bookmark, and we did something else. We colored to music, like they did, kind of like the concert they had in the book. If you haven't read it, anyway, you should read it. It's really good. A great book for a book club. Super fun. What did we do we did some synonym buns for snack, and we did, alphabet cookies, that type of thing. And I'll tell you, not all of my ideas that I do for the book club are original to me. Like, I didn't come up with synonym buns. I looked on Pinterest or Googled it or anything or something like that, but I did a lot of research. I spent a lot of time doing it, is what I mean. So a lot of these ideas aren't my own, but I'm so thankful that I have access to those ideas, and we had a great time with that. So what else? We did Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. Sorry, I'm looking down at my notes a little bit just so I don't forget. We did Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. That was so fun. Oh my goodness, it is so fun. We did a chocolate fondue. It was beautiful and really yummy. And then, of course, we discussed the book. And then we made our own chocolate. I ordered from Amazon a chocolate making kit. And I'll link that. And the second time we've done that. I've done that with my daughter once for around February for Valentine's. And that was so fun. I mean, the kids loved it. I loved it. So that was a great party as well. And the book was great. Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, of course, everyone watched the movie. And then The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. That was one of my favorites. I did that for both age groups. So, I mean, we did Tea with Mr. Tumnus. It was cozy. I had fur coats all at the front door, and then, set the table, like just a really cozy atmosphere. I had some really nice, soft gray blankets out on the chairs around the tables, and we had tea. We had sardines. We pretty much ate the same similar things that they had at in Mr. Tumnus Cave. I don't know if you never read the book, of course you need to read it. And then we did like hard-boiled eggs. I think that was in there. And then we did Turkish Delight, of course, so for one of the clubs, I made the Turkish Delight. I did not like it, but I served it. The kids seemed to like it. And so for my next group, I ordered it off of Amazon, and it was so much prettier and a lot better, even though I don't love Turkish Delight, but the kids loved it. It was neat for them, So it's not something you can really find everywhere here where we are. Anyway, that was definitely one of my favorites, because it was so fun. You could really do a lot with the theme. Of course, I had quotes everywhere. What did we do for the, we made Lucy's cordial, right? Her healing cordial. That was an idea I got off Pinterest somewhere. It was so pretty. I'll post a picture of that. But anyway, that was so fun. And then what else did we do? Sorry, I'm just looking at my notes here. And then I think, and then my friend she's been doing it for the summertime. She did A Little Princess by the same author as The Secret Garden. So Frances Hodgson Burnett, one of those. Oops. And that was great. That was really sweet. They planted their own little garden in a cup. It was really sweet. We did Alice in Wonderland. And then we just did The Wizard of Oz yesterday. That was so fun. The kids tend to want to dress up. And so if they want to dress up, they dress up. And so my girls did. They dressed up like Dorothy, and they had a little basket with a little stuffed dog in it. And my friend, it was really nice. She had a yellow brick road out on the floor, and great photos and whatnot. And the kids love it. So they had that. And I think that might be it for the books. We did Caddy Woodlawn. That was our very first one. Caddy Woodlawn is a Newbery Award-winning book. And that, I can't remember when it was published, but it's it takes place in the pioneering days, and that was wonderful. We just it was simple. We ate s'mores, and it was cozy. It was January. I mean, I'll never forget that. I hope they never forget that. I think everyone loved it. But I'll just tell you a little bit what we discuss when we do these book clubs. So my thing, or my advice is to keep it simple. Okay, so you don't need to make them do a book report or make them, put them on the spot about like, just make it simple. So, you could talk about the themes. You can talk about the characters they love. Everyone usually has a favorite character or one that they really hate. Talk about that and why, what made these characters do the things they did, or do you think they should have done that? Stuff like that, rather than just yes or no questions. Did you like the book? Yes, no. I mean, that's an okay question. I'm not going to say that's a bad question, but I mean, if you want to promote discussion, maybe limit the yes or no questions. Okay, but just keep it simple. My first one, I had like 30 questions, or not questions, 30 discussion points. And then I never got to them all. And it's good because like I noticed that they were getting restless. And even though I loved, I know they loved it, but I love these questions and I think they were really important and I was excited about every single one. I could tell that it was time to move on to something else, and we did. What did we do for that? Oh, this is what we did for the Caddy Woodlawn. If you're ever stuck for an idea, you could be studying like Middle Ages or something, and you have kids that are age appropriate, of course, is those peg dolls. They're wooden peg dolls. They're just plain. I should have had one here to show you. I will post a picture. They're just little wooden dolls. They're blank, and you can paint them or color, use Sharpie and make a face. So what they did was they chose their favorite character from Caddy Woodlawn book, and they made a peg doll. In fact, I think they did more than one. I had the paints out, and they just, oh my goodness, it was so quiet in there. They were just focused on what they were doing. It was super fun. It was a great moment. So anyway, that's all the books that we have done so far for book club. And this month, for October, we're doing Peter Pan. That's going to be wonderful. And then we're doing the Green Ember. That's going to be amazing as well. So I want to tell you something about these fairy tales. So like stuff like The Wizard of Oz, I would never have thought to read the book. But of course, everyone's seen the film, which is fabulous. But the book there are some huge differences. Really, and I don't want to spoil it because I think you should read the book. And then here's another thing another beautiful thing about this is that my youngest, she's 3, she's not going to listen to every single time I read the read alouds, like say Wizard of Oz, but she's listening in. She's just not paying attention to the whole thing, but she'll be interested in something. So she was really interested in the Tin Man. She wanted to know what he looked like. She had not seen the film up to that point. So I went out and I got her a picture book, a really beautiful picture book. I think I have it right here actually. And it actually it's in keeping with the original story a lot. It doesn't totally, because actually the original book has some like pretty grim things inside of it. So, but this is really good. She loved it, and she knows everything. She can tell you everything about the Wizard of Oz now, and of course she's seen the film over and over. So she loves it. So she gets involved too in all these books. And in fact, and one other little thing here is that the adult book club that we've been doing, my kids are listening in on that as well. So when we're discussing things, they pick up on these things. So my oldest is extremely interested in our adult book club. And one of the books that we did was The Picture of Dorian Gray by Oscar Wilde. Okay, definitely not for young kids. But as I was reading it, I liked the book a lot. I thought it was really interesting. As I was reading it, I would tell my oldest like bits and pieces about it and the main idea. And she was so taken with the idea, she made it into a puppet show and her own version of it. And when my book club came to meet, she did a little puppet show for them. And then, of course, my youngest kept hearing us talk about Dorian Gray, so now she goes around telling everyone about Dorian Gray. And I'm really hoping that adults don't think that I'm actually, reading these books, Oscar Wilde, to my 3-year-old. I'm not. But anyway, but she has some exposure to it. And the idea, of course, here is just that creating a book culture, a culture of reading, of learning, what's not to love about that? And I just want to let you know, too, is that I'm not the type of person who thinks I can just do everything and do anything. I tell my kids that, but I'm more, it takes me like 3 years to hatch a plan and to actually execute it, because I like to research everything and know everything before I get into it. But I have missed so many opportunities in life because I'm like a snail. I'm so slow. But, something like a book club, if you're wanting to do something and offer something locally to your homeschool community or Doesn't have to be homeschoolers. It can be, traditional schoolers, but or just like adult book club. You can do this. This is something you can do. It does not have to be stressful. You don't have to do like huge book parties or anything like that. You don't have to do that. Have some good coffee. Ask someone to bring some cookies. That's good. And people just love to gather and talk about something that they're interested in. So I just want to encourage you and inspire you to maybe start a book club of your own or attend a book club. Or maybe you have a daughter or a son who's old enough to host a book club and you just support them. So anyway, I hope something from this was helpful at some point, and that you do try something maybe out of your comfort zone. Like I did, you might end up with 3 book clubs, but hey, it's fun. It's fun. So until next time, bye-bye.